Hi everybody, welcome back to Pure Backgammon. We've got another unboxing video for you today. And before we get into that, please do like, subscribe, comment below, follow us, and check us out on Instagram at Pure Backgammon. This one is fun. I have high hopes for this one. It bucks tradition. It breaks the rules, I have to be honest. My self-imposed rules. I'll get into that in a moment. And it's also interesting because I have high hopes. I have high hopes. But really, the rule that was broken, which is not even a rule that I've ever formally sort of said out loud or mandated for myself, but is really just sort of common sense when collecting, is I don't know what the outside of this backgammon set looks like. I don't know the quality. I don't know the timbre, if you will. I don't know if there's going to be some freaky stains on it. I don't even know what the material is. I can take an educated guess. But the interior photos and the general, cachet or provenance of this set gave me pause, of course, and gave me reason enough to throw in a bid, and I ended up winning. And it was another one of those, this happened on another video from the same source, the same backgammon set source. One of my favorite sets that I've ever gotten doing this is called Trusty Rusty. You can go and look that video up right now. And maybe if I'm, savvy enough with my YouTube, I can throw a little, right here, throw a little hot link for a couple seconds for you to bounce on over to Trusty Rusty after this one. But after this video. But I threw in a bid, and I thought in real time that I had been outbid. This site that I work with has a strange, policy or a default programming where it'll tell you that the auction has ended, and it will tell you what the final number was, but it doesn't instantly tell you whether you are the high bidder or not. So a couple days later, I'm scrolling through my email, obviously looking for an email regarding one of the other 17 sets I bought in a 3-day span when I was spiraling mentally and trying to do something that would make me feel happy for a few minutes. And I saw the email from this resource about this set, and I found that thing that actually made me happy. And you can see it now on my face. I'm glowing here around all of this. So the other rule that I broke is you can probably venture a guess. This is not a particularly large set, and my 2025 mandate was to acquire and obtain and keep and enjoy and collect and really honor and glorify larger sets, 23 by 18. I've said this many a time. My 2026 mandate is calcifying and galvanizing at the same time, and it's in the process of being codified as well into a formal sort of declaration that I will then have to hold myself to. But for now, this early in 2026, that mandate has not exactly solidified. And in general, I acquired so many of these presumably mid-size sets in 2024 when I began collecting that I don't really need another one. So the fate of this set, not only what does it look like on the outside and what is it like in general, which we're about to get into, but what will happen to it, through it, or with it next remains unseen. And that's what I love about these unboxing videos. You are there with me as, some sense sort of comes to the chaos, which I love. So here we go. We're getting into it. Nice, easy. I love good, strong, safe packaging, of course. Wrapping in plastic wrap or whatnot, and ample taping. I appreciate it, but I also appreciate good packing that's really quite simple to unbox. Oh, this looks so good so far. Okay. I don't know why there's this weird piece of tape there. I don't care about that at all. It's a Pierre Cardin. Ooh, and it's good. Oh, it's good. good, dude. These Pierre Cardin. Is that just sort of weird? Yeah, this is like dentist office in 1980 carpet. You know, this is again very much a grandma board. So I don't think this. I'm seeing something here that looks to be a bit of a discoloration. I think that's just the nature of this fluffy. Oh, yo, dude, leather trimmed. I mean, you got to jazz this leather up a little bit. I recently, little hint as to what my 2026 mandate may be. I got some Bakelite pieces in the mail the other day, and I was like, you know what? These do not look that good. I need to polish these up a little bit, and I shined them up. And then I started going in on some of the cork sets that I own and hitting them with a sponge and just warm water, Dawn dish soap, and a magic eraser. It's like a new set. So now I'm really into this vibe of like really like luxuriously like priming and primping and really making all my sets really pop, you know? So I might even invest in some like cheap like leather. I know this might be actual leather, honestly. I don't know, but I will invest in some leather treater to just like make this really pop. And I love that Cardin emblem there. You may see there is some tarnish on that. But again, that may just be some elbow grease, makes that look good. So anyway, we've got a mid-size Pierre Cardin. There it is, in case you were wondering. Good hardware, great exterior. And as you can see, we'll measure it when we get it open right now. But it appears to be a mid-size, which is fine. Yeah. Okay, that's a little weird. There's like a carcass of like what was once an insect. That's kind of gross, but whatever. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Now look at this. All right, imperfect set, but we don't hate this. Look at that. It's like closing in on itself. It's almost like an infinity symbol, you know? Ooh, oh. Burying the lead, this is interesting. It's a big Pierre Cardin backgammon brochure inside of a mid-size set, which is funny because I have two big Pierre Cardin sets and they have smaller brochures in them. So somebody probably got fired back in the day for mixing up the brochure placement in these sets, but a nice clean Pierre Cardin, which I always find interesting. Pierre Cardin brochure. I think the reason why they do that is because one side is in French and the other is in English. That's cool. That's fantastic. This dice cup is definitely toast. Or it's not toast, but it's damaged. So you got to wedge something in there, I think, and make that make more sense. But I do appreciate I have another Pierre Cardin set that does not have these triplets in the dice cups. So aside from that little dent there, yeah, good little dice cups. Not bad. Love the 16th piece. The 16th piece. You know what? That'd be a great title for an essay, maybe a collection of essays. Ooh, my book about backgammon collecting. Yeah, I'll call it the 16th piece, because that's really a mark of like, I don't know, there's just something I appreciate about that, you know? I got a set today at a thrift store, spent literally less than $4 on it, and it only had 14 pieces of each color. If it had the 16th piece, that 16th piece for each color could then become the 15th piece, and I'd have a complete set. Instead, I just have this, brief story to tell you. So, the pieces are in great shape, by the way. Brown and cream. I always call this color chocolate, and take a look at the interior. Beautiful. In fact, I'm liking this almost sort of a gray white, Now there are elements of brownness on here. That, of course, cannot be denied, but I can live with that. And the set, just to make it official, is 20 by 15 and a half. Nothing wrong with that. Good looking pieces, though. Original dice. Oh, man. Original doubler. Dude. Good get. Good get. I gotta tell you, this is a good get. Let's lay out these pieces. Let's see how that perfect fit is. How perfect is the fit is the real question. That's actually better than a lot of sets. I gotta be perfectly honest. That's there's not a lot of space down there. That's cool. Big points. This is a great get. This is a great get. What a great setup. What an absolutely great acquisition. And it's times like this I gotta just reflect on the fact that I'm good at what I do. You know, every once in a while I can give myself a little bit of credit here and just say, I'm good at what I do. I'm a master collector. And it's nice to be able to share that with you. It's nice to be praised by you, to be respected, to be feared, as I'm sure, you know, a lot of my YouTube subscribers feel every time one of these videos, you know, pop up. It's sort of like, oh, this will be fun. This will be entertaining. It'll be nice to see this guy again. But what is he going to do to me this time? How am I going to lose sleep tonight after seeing how good this guy is at what he does? I know that's how you feel, and that's fine. I respect that. I appreciate that. Someone is at my door, which I'm not expecting, and I do not believe it's a backgammon delivery, so this will be interesting, and I have to pause. Okay, crisis averted. So we are getting into the gameplay here. I'm a little miffed that I had to sort of preempt that aggrandizing monologue about myself, but, you know, whatever. Can't win them all. Except when you can, which I tend to do. Okay, so let's get going here. And I do want to try, just to show you. Let's not, I mean, look at this cup. This cup is so jacked that you can't even fit these dice in here. And I got to be honest, these are, for the size of these cups, look at this. It's like a magic trick. It's like one of those magic cups, you know, with like a false bottom or something. You can like hide dice in there. I wonder, I mean, the colors certainly match the pieces here, but these are rather large dice for rather narrow cups. Did you see that? It's like when they go through the triplet, they get squeezed. Anyway, it's a 5-3 for cream. And this is part of the review. How well does making the 3-point, how well does the game play? And if the dice are wonky, because you know I'm a fan of some dice action. Okay, 5-1. Let's come on down to the 8 and split the back piece there. Yeah, you know what? Let's get lively with it. Let's slot that 5. They call it the golden point for a reason, right? You know why? Tell me, because I don't love that name. Okay, dice cups, absolutely have to say it out loud right now. Suck. But we do get a 3-1, which hits over there. Yeah, why not? You don't want them setting up on that golden point, do you? The second roll, all right, I'm going to give these cups one last try. The second roll for Brown. Better. 4-1. Okay, so you can come in. Ooh. What do you want to do here? 4 and 1. Tempt fate again. Slot that golden point. Okay, here's gold's last turn. What is this? It's not mustard. It's not gold. It's tan. Black and tan. Ooh, that's a good name for the board. Black and tan. 4-1. You got him again. Got to hit him. Okay, so Brown is absolutely, their back's against the wall here. They pop a 2-1 to come in. So just because we're kind of done playing, no, we will play one more ply. Slot the 5-point again. You are running out of ways to slot the 5-point. Oh, but you know what? Okay, here's the deal. I like to get the doubler involved. Yellow, if I were yellow, I'd absolutely just double. I mean, you sent 2 back. You're way up in the race already, and you're on the bar to hit again. Actually, I wouldn't double. You shouldn't double, because gammon could very well be possible, even this early in the game. But it's a good-looking doubler. You just got to show off the doubler. I like to get the doubler involved in these mock 3-ply showdowns, just to show it off and see how the doubler plays, of course. But if you're yellow, I still wouldn't do it here. And just for fun, 4th move, which tends to happen. It's a 6-3. So you're in on the 3-point, or the 22-point, I should say. So this time, gold does get away with one. And I got to tell you, I think I'd rather run that piece and get it out to the, whatever that is, the 16-point. So that's my move. How does Brown answer? With a 6-5 of their own. So you've got, let's see, what can you do? Now, what would really screw things up here? You can go 6. You can't hit that guy. I think I take off the 24 and the 23, and I set up a little bar point anchor there. That could screw some things up. I love that move. I do not dislike that move. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay, tons of upside to this board. I'm not upset with the purchase, but obviously these dice cups really deal a blow just to like the efficacy of this set. I mean, both of the dice cups are not can barely work, you know, which is which is a terrible thing to say about your dice cups in a backgammon set. But I can jam something in there, widen this guy out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I swap out the dice and throw in some smaller dice. I don't know. The interior of the set is in great shape. The exterior of the set is in really great shape. The dice and doubler are awesome, except the dice are too big or the dice cups are too small. The dice cups are trash. They are 0 out of 10, which is really too bad. But, you know, these Pierre Cardin sets, at the end of the day, it's all about the brand and the name cachet. The actual, you know, they're not really luxury. They're not really special compared to most of the other sets that were made in the 70s, maybe the 80s, you know. But I've got a soft spot. You love the 16th piece. At least I got a name for my backgammon collecting memoir that I now have to start writing as well. Oh, and the brochure. Good grief, we love this brochure. Large. Look at it. Well, it says brochure printed in Korea. So does that mean the set was made in Paris by Pierre Cardin artisans? Unlikely. But in fact, is there a sticker here that says made in Taiwan? I was joking, but there is. I hope you can see that. It says made in Korea. Oh my gosh. Which is fine. They do good work over there. But ultimately, I think this is a set that would probably be better suited, rehomed, you know, someplace else, as opposed to, you know, put into rotation in my collection. I have a mid-sized Pierre Cardin. I have 2 large Pierre Cardin, and I'm juggling which one of those I want to maybe sell or rehome, I should say. But overall, I'm very pleased with this. I think I spent about $40 on it, and it's a really nice set. I think this could be the A1 go-to set for somebody just starting out with the game or who just kind of started showing up to the backgammon club on whatever, take your pick, Wednesday night, Tuesday night. The dice cups absolutely need some work or need to maybe just be replaced. But this is a pretty cool set. And I really love these Pierre Cardin. There's a few of these luxury brands from back in the day that I'm just a sucker for no matter what. And they always do something interesting with the design. You know, this is sort of reminiscent of a Fred Roberts with this like sort of random, you know, leather crisscrossing the front here. I love the button there. I love actual hardware. So cool set. Probably not for me, but hopefully it was for you. I do appreciate you stopping by. This has been a lot of fun. And this is Pure Backgammon. As always, you know, check us out on Instagram, etc. We'll be back with another unboxing video soon, I'm sure. And until then, whether your dice cups are kind of trash or not, it's your roll.